Good afternoon, Year 6. This is Miss Krang speaking. You can't see my face, but I am about to hand you over to your new tutor, Mr. Owen. Mr. Owen, if you could just make sure you're unmuted, and then you are good to go.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can see me. So, welcome to 7W. That will be our tutor group. My name is Mr. Owen. It's nice to meet you all. A bit about myself. I am a computing teacher here at Wangels, and I quite enjoy playing a bit of video games. So I normally play on my PC and my Nintendo. I like reading fiction books. I have a lot of plants, so I like looking after my plants, and I like longboarding about the place. So you might see me skating around. So, I think you've already been told about the uniform, but just to reiterate, the uniform is a grey blazer here, and it must be worn at all times. We have a white shirt that must be tucked in, and black trousers, black tailored trousers or shorts, or a black skirt. The shorts and skirts must be knee length, and we don't allow mobile phones here. So, if you can see on the screen as well, there is Mr. Bartlett, the principal. We also have Miss Adjia, the senior assistant principal, Miss Street, the assistant principal, and Miss Krang, who you just heard, and she'll be your head of year. Your first day as a year 7. You'll be here at Friday, the 3rd of September. So, hopefully you'll arrive at 8:40, and you'll meet me in the quad. I'll be holding up a sign with 7W on it, and I'll escort you to our new tutor room, which should be R004, the room I'm in now. Then, on the day, we'll have a Welcome to Wangels virtual assembly from Mr. Bartlett and Miss Krang, and we'll have a tour of the school. We'll have a Wangels treasure hunt, so hopefully get you familiarised with the school and the locations about and the rooms you'll be in. We'll have an issuing of the timetables, planners and lockers. The lockers have a PIN code on it, so you don't have to worry about bringing a key. Don't have to worry about that. Then we'll have a uniform and equipment check, and then we'll have a check-in with myself. So that some students will receive a tour of an introduction of the den, and we'll have some icebreakers and activities. And then we will leave here at 3 p.m. Then you have the weekend, and then on Monday the 6th of September, you'll arrive here at 8:40, and we'll come straight to this room that you'll be in most of the day on the 3rd, on the Friday. Then we will check timetables, planners and lockers, and hopefully you'll bring in your Wangels passport entries. We'll talk about that in a moment. Then we'll have some more icebreakers activities, and then you'll have another check-in with myself. And then after that, you'll be able to begin the school day following your new timetable. The school will finish at 3 p.m, but please be aware this might change if the government do change their plans. So as I mentioned, your Wangels passport. Over the summer holidays, we'd love you to complete some of the activities from our Wangels passport. You can pick any number of them to do, the choice is up to you. And this project is due on the Friday the 10th of September, but whilst it is due on Friday the 10th, we'd like you to start bringing in your works that could be displayed in the tutor rooms. I have loads of empty displays that I'd love to fill up, so hopefully you bring in some of your work. This is optional, of course, but all entries will be put into a raffle to win some prizes. So, I'll be seeing you in September. I'm looking forward to meeting you all. Do you have any questions? If you do, please use the Q&A box. Question: how much do we pay for lunch? You will have an account that you get money put into, and then you go to the canteen and you'll pay with your thumbprint. We have a thumbprint system here, so you can pay with your thumbprint, and that gets taken out of your account. Each one depends what you buy. what do we do every day in tutor? So in tutor, you'll come in the mornings and we'll have registration, and then it'll be a variety of topics. Sometimes we'll have assemblies, sometimes we'll have discussions, and it's just a place for you to have a teacher to talk to, which will be me. Well, good question. What block is our tutor classroom in? We are in the red zone, red block. Near the back, near the tennis and football courts. You can see them out the window. Good question. Will I be in summer school? Unfortunately, I won't be in the summer school, but I will be around in September when school starts. So you get to see me then.
And you'll get to spend all day on your first day with Mr. Owen as well. So you will definitely get to meet him properly and spend some time with him. You've clearly answered this well, sir. Your questions are fielded so quickly. It's brilliant. So maybe there's something that you could tell us just whilst we're waiting for a few more to come in that might be why you enjoy teaching, I'm sure you mentioned your subject already, but what it is that makes your subject the best. And I know I will contend that as a drama teacher and say that mine's the best, but you can pledge yourself to them.
So as I mentioned, I am a computing teacher, and in the tutor room we have surrounded by a bunch of computers which we'll be using. We'll go over a bunch of different topics. So we'll be talking about, well, we'll be doing some programming, that's the main one. And initially we'll be getting you logged on and how to use the PCs and how to use the school system, but then we'll be diving straight into it. Can we bring footballs for break? Miss Krang, can we bring footballs for break?
Students can, we use it at lunchtime is tend to be when we play football. We actually do have loads of footballs that we can use at school, so I wouldn't say you need to bring your own football in, but we can definitely give you one to be able to use.
Will we have a map just in case we get lost? I think you'll be given a map on the first day, was that right, Miss Krang?
Not a map, but we're going to do a treasure hunt around the school. So by the end of the treasure hunt, you will have run or potentially walked, run, depends on your enthusiasm, to every possible corner of the school. So by the end of it, you probably won't need a map because you'll be able to visualize it all yourself.
School's quite nice to find your way around as well. Each classroom begins with a letter, and that's the zone it's in. And then we have a number after that, so it'll be 0 or 1, 1 being like binary in computing, 1 being the second floor, 0 being the ground floor. Will we have lessons with the whole tutor groups, or are we split up for everything? I'm not too sure how that works, Miss Krang.
It's not a case of split up for everything, but you'll have a different class as your tutor versus different classes for your kind of main subjects, a different one for your art subject, different one for your PE subjects. But your tutor group is going to be like your little community, your little family. It'll be you guys that are working towards my tutor championship to try and win prizes and earn as many merits as possible. And I know that Sir will support you on that hugely.
Absolutely. Another member of my department is another year 7 tutor, so we'll be having a friendly competition with him specifically. We have lessons with the whole tutor group. I've already answered that one. How many people are in our tutor group? I believe it's around 27 students. And hopefully you all get to know each other and myself. So I'll also wait for more questions to talk about how great computing is. So we don't just do programming. As you follow it through, you get to choose it as an option, and you get to do loads of different topics within computing. Also more questions popping in. How long are our tutor meetings each day? They run from 8:40 till 9 AM, and then you'll move on to period 1, your first lesson. Will we find out who's in the tutor group in summer school? Miss Gray?
No, and it's quite sadly, it's just simply due to something called GDPR. We're not allowed to tell you the names of the people that are in your tutor group, I'm afraid. So unless there are students at your primary school that you know of already and have had that conversation with, you won't be able to find out until you get to September, I'm afraid. And as much as I'd love to tell you exactly who it is, we're just not allowed.
It's a good question, a very contentious one. What's my favourite video game? So currently I'm playing.
Careful, sir. This might be the decider point. Favourite video game.
Currently I'm playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch. But my favourite video game franchise is The Legend of Zelda. So those are the Nintendo games, but I am, as a computer science teacher, I'm a PC player, so I've got loads of games I play, and we can have a discussion about that. If you play any, let me know. Do we have an app for homework? Very good question. We use a website called Show My Homework. So all teachers will upload it's quite nice, quite central as well. So all the teachers will upload a task to Show My Homework, which you'll be able to log in from home and see it. You can see when it's due, and you'll be able to see all the details and leave a comment for the teacher if you don't understand. Are there any subjects you are looking forward to taking? Do we need to wear our blazers on really hot days? So that depends on the teacher. Normally, if you're in my classroom, we've got loads of windows, we have air conditioning, and if you're in my classroom, I'll let you take them off. But going about the school might be different. Some teachers might ask you to put them on, but it depends. What are the rules with phones? So we do not allow phones at all in the school, but as a parent, I could see why you would want your student to have a phone. So as long as it's switched off in your bag, and we can't really see it because we do not search your bags, so we would not be able to see it. But if we do see them out, then we will be taking them away for the remainder of the day or the lesson. What's my favourite book? Ooh, very good question. I quite like reading some graphic novels, so I'm into comic books. If any of you guys are, I quite like Batman as my favourite superhero. But book, I am currently reading the Witcher series, and I'm really into that right now. How long are each of our lessons? Each lesson is an hour long. You have 5 per day. And then you have half an hour break time and half an hour lunch time in between. So it would go period 1, period 2, break time, period 3, period 4, lunch time, period 5. The question is there a no phone rule during breaks as well? Miss Krang, what do you think?
Correct. If I see them, they are mine. Yeah, no, we have a no phone rule. I think I heard Sir saying it. I think in terms of as a parent, you might have that slight worry or that slight nervousness about your child getting to and from school by themselves. We're not going to go through and search people's bags to be able to find the phones. That's not the intention at all. And I know that lots of parents, you will want your child to have a phone with them on the way to and from school. But we've very much got if it's seen or if it's heard, it's a confiscation policy, because we don't want you to use phones in school. We want to encourage that idea of verbal communication and speaking with one another, that active interaction, as opposed to sitting on our phones at break and lunchtime.
What time is lunch? I think we're now keeping the split lunches. So normally it's around 1:30, and that'll be up till 2 p.m. And then from 2 p.m. you go on to 3 p.m. and then end of the day. How does the food work? So we have a canteen here, and currently because of COVID we have to line up outside in different year groups, and then you're let in and you pick up your food and you take it to the counter and you pay with your thumb, and that'll get taken out of your pay account. Do I have a favourite food? You love chips. Ooh. My favourite food I can't eat too often, fried chicken. Everyone loves fried chicken, I think. After COVID, will the playground have every year in at the same time? Not too sure, Miss Crang.
So we have just obviously got kind of COVID procedures and policies in place. What we will do is everything that we're doing is dependent on what the government is saying that we can and can't do. So what we will do in terms of breaks and lunchtimes is at the start of the new academic year, we will release as a letter. Mr. Bartlett will write to everybody to explain what we're doing to support and ensure safety during COVID. So as much as I'd love to give you an answer right now, I don't want to give you an answer that we then have to backtrack on and change because of those things. But please don't worry about it. It's not that you are isolated and on your own. The school still feels like there's lots and lots of people around, but you'll be fine.
Has anyone got any subjects they're looking forward to being taught here at Wangels? Do we need to wear a mask in school? Currently, we are wearing a mask in school, but the school itself follows the government guidelines. So as soon as they change their mind, change the plans, we will no longer be wearing masks, as far as I can tell. Depends on what happens in September. Obviously, we can't predict anything between now and then, but we will let you know. Your favourite subject you're looking forward to being taught maths? Yes, an interesting one. I quite like maths myself as a computing teacher. How many people are in each tutor group? In our tutor group, we have 27 students, and that's about average. Around. What type of laptops are you using in Wangels classrooms? So we don't use laptops in classrooms. I can't speak for other teachers, but as a computer teacher, we all have desktop computers around the room, surrounding it. And in this classroom, I've got tables in the middle as well. So we'll be using actual desktop PCs with mice and keyboards separately attached. So you pick up and move. Yeah. Looking forward to English. English is a nice subject. Looking forward to science as well. Ooh. It's a very good question. Will we be our tutor during all years? Yes, I'll be following you through from year 7 till year 11, where you decide if you want to stay or go to a different college. Do you have me for computing? I hope so. That'd be quite nice. You'll either have me or Mr. Dodds. I don't know exactly yet because we don't know the classes. But hopefully that'd be quite nice. I'm really looking forward to doing drama. Oh, I can't speak for drama, but someone else can.
Hooray! Best subject. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
How many computing lessons will we have? Again, that depends on your timetable. We don't have that right now, but you'll find out in September. You're looking forward to writing. Ooh, I've been done in English. Do we have any trips in year 7? Do we have any trips planned, Miss?
We are, as I feel like a broken record slightly, we are government dependent on what they say that we can do. If COVID wasn't a situation and we didn't have to worry about it in the slightest, what I would really like to do is to do a residential trip for year 7 towards the end of kind of the autumn term, but I'm entirely dependent on whether we are allowed to have that happen. We also have what we call super curricular days at the very end of the school year, in which we do things that are beyond kind of the general curriculum. And then in terms of trips, that's also up to individual departments who will offer different trips out for different students and different year groups at different times of the year.
Thank you, Miss. Some people are looking forward to computing. Your lockers will be outside the classroom. Yep, they'll be just over that way. Be near the entrance to the building, but don't worry, they have pins on them which you will set your own pin number for, and you'll be able to access them. And don't worry if you forget your pin number, because us staff will be able to reset it for you. Hopefully be able to write it down. What will we learn in year 7 computing? Okay, so it's a very big discussion to have there. To start off with, we'll be setting you up on the computers. You'll be setting your own passwords. You'll be learning how to send emails and how to save files in the structure that we have here and the files we use. Then we'll be moving into hardware and binary, so we'll be learning what binary numbers are and how to count them, even how to add in them. And we'll be moving on from there, so you'll be doing logic gates and how they work, and many more. Will there be any residential trips in year 7? Miss Krang mentioned there normally is, but again, we're entirely government dependent on what the rules are at the time. So hopefully we can. Fingers crossed. How big are the lockers? I don't know the exact dimensions. They're not massive, but they are big. I don't know how deep they go actually. So they could be quite big. I'm very much looking forward to meeting you all. Hopefully you enjoy the classroom. It's quite open compared to some of the other classrooms. This one's got a load of windows. Do I have a favourite sport? I quite like archery myself. I've been watching a lot of football. I've been watching the England game, the England Euros, been sporting, and was disappointed. But there's always next year. Do we walk into the classrooms when we arrive, or do we line up outside? Currently, you are lining up outside, and I like to meet and greet you on the door, so hopefully we'll continue that. Say hi as you walk in. I can make sure all your uniforms are correct as well. Will we get in trouble if we're late for classes? That is dependent on the situation. If you're late for a reason, then no. But if you're continually late, then yes, you will. Don't be late. Who do I support? You support Liverpool. I don't really support anyone. I'm more of an international player, so I support England, but I don't really go into football that deep. I'm assuming some of you guys like sports as well. Anyone looking forward to PE? How long can a detention go on for? So that's to the discretion of the teacher. Sometimes they can keep you in for all of break, all of lunch, which would be 30 minutes. But after school, we have an entire after school detention, which lasts around 45 minutes. Hopefully you never get caught in that. What time can we arrive at school from? That I'm not too sure. Miss Krang, what time our students are able to arrive at school? I assume typically from 8 or slightly earlier. What after school clubs are there? Currently we're not doing after school clubs, and I can't speak for other subjects, but I know in computing we typically have a games club where you can come and play some games. We have programming clubs, so it can help you with your programming skills. We also, later in the years, we have a Raspberry Pi club, which is the upper years, and they have to build a device with a Raspberry Pi. It depends on the competition, because Raspberry Pi issue the competition, and they'll say, for example, this year was build something that will help with the climate. Unfortunately, we didn't get to continue that because of the whole school situation. But there are loads of clubs, loads of opportunities. You have to ask each teacher what one, and are there any clubs you're looking forward to or you want to do? What can you get detention for? So we typically don't issue detention straight away. Don't worry about that. We normally have a payback or make it right system. So you will have a chat with the teacher. You'll understand what you've done wrong, if you've done anything wrong. Hopefully you won't. And if you continue to meet or not meet the Wangels Ready expectations, then we'll escalate it. But none of you will have detention, I'm sure. How much time do we get in between classes lessons to get to different classes of lessons? That's a very difficult one. There's not really a set time. Hopefully you go straight there as fast as you can. Don't have to run that. I don't know who your teacher is in summer school. Can we stay and do homework after school is finished? Yes, we can.
We've got a homework club, sir, that goes Monday to Thursday until 4 o'clock.
What time will we eat lunch? Typically around 1:30. You'll also have time in break to go get some food, so that will be at 11 till 11:30. Do we have a map? There are some maps on the walls. You won't get given one, but we will at the very first day. We'll have a tour of the school and you'll have a treasure hunt. So you'll go around looking at different places and you'll familiarise yourself with the school. So in the red zone currently on the bottom floor, we have where I am in computing, and then we have business and economics, and then over the way we have geography. Upstairs we have DT and tech, and some study rooms. Will we be allowed in your tutor classrooms at the end of the day? Wow, depends what you want to stay for at the end of the day. I will typically be here or be next door. So I'll be around the tutor group area if you need to find me. But it depends what you want to do. Typically after lesson 5, you're allowed to go home.
Keen beans, sir. I love it.
Ah.
Amazing. So what we'll do then is if we'll answer a couple more questions and then year 6s, you are welcome to send your questions into the Wangels transition email address. A couple more and then we'll finish up there.
Well, do you have to wear a uniform during summer school? Miss, do you have to wear a uniform?
That's a very good question. It's not actually me that is running the summer school this year. I would assume not, because the chances are is that you won't have your Wangels uniform yet. And equally, it's the summer holidays, and I wouldn't want to wear my uniform in the summer holidays. So I am pretty sure that it is you wear your own clothes. But I'm sending out a letter in the next couple of days, and I'll clarify that then.
It's a good question. How much homework do we get? So each subject will set their own homework, but you will have a homework timetable. So typically the rule is now you will have set homework one day and it will not be expected to be due in the next day. You'll have at least a day to do it. And that homework timetable is a recommendation of when you can do your homework. So it depends on the subject. Realistically, you can get a homework from each subject each day. So if you don't have any homework that week, you might get one. For each of your subjects, you might get none. Depends on the work you're doing in class. Will my bike be safe during the day? So we have loads of bike sheds around that I believe get locked up doing this during the day.
Yes, correct. They get locked up at the start and the end of the day. But the expectation is that you will bring your own lock to be able to lock your bike up against the I don't know what they're called. They're called like the bike stands, the kind of like hoop things, that you lock those up on there at the same time of the day. Brilliant, sir. All your questions done. Thank you so much for giving up your time. Year 7, as I said, if there are any other questions that you want to ask, it's been lovely reading some of your questions and hearing the answers. It's meaning that I'm getting to know Mr. Owen really well as well. Computer games, food, different books. You're getting so many. So what we'll do is we'll finish it there. And if there are any more questions, people can send them as an email to the Wangels transition email address. But thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing everyone in September.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.